Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Lovely. Okay. We should be set to go. Main. And let's go. Lovely. So, welcome to Sherlock Holmes Crime and Punishments. So I've been reading a lot of Sherlock Holmes recently, and I said, hey, this game looks interesting. And I actually just found out this is actually not the most recent game, like I suspected, but this actually came out in 2014, which is actually very surprising, because this looks really good for 2014. Let's see. I don't think there's much in John's room. This is Dr. Watson's room. You see he's got his doctor's bag down there. His typewriter. Haha, very, very nice detail. Can you, like, zoom in on stuff? You hear London in the background. So, this is the mystery. Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born in 1845, and so 50 years. Okay, Peter Carey, that's the one we're looking for. He was murdered, and we want to know why. Let's see. There's got to be, like, a look around mode. I actually don't need to be in here, so. Oh, this is my wardrobe, isn't it? No? I can't go in my dressing robe now, can I? Let's see. Whoa. So this encyclopedias.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Lovely. Oh, there's Holmes' room. Oh, he's got a little fireplace. Very nice. Excellent sound design. Makeup table. No way. You can disguise yourself. Isn't that something? Because he's always putting on disguises. How cool is that? We've got the deer stalker. There it is. Oh. Ah, nice. This is neat. Morning gown. Sailor outfit. Unbuttoned suit. Casual suit. Black suit. Brown suit. Ooh, that looks good. I know the classic one's got to be in here somewhere. Gray suit. Look at all these suits. Light suit. Bandit outfit. Farmer outfit. Morning. Okay, stop. That makes sense. Let's do the green suit. I don't think I'll use the hat, actually, as iconic as it is. Very nice. Let's see if we can see what's going on out in London. There's Baker Street, some newspapers blowing around, some people talking. I see a hansom right there. That's interesting. Actually, that's not a hansom, that's a carriage. Cool. Alright. No one's in the chat yet, but that is okay. Shall we get on with the mystery? Oh, this is violin. This is just too cool to go around in Baker Street and see what we got in here. 221B Baker Street. Oh, there's some. You see, it's his anatomy studies. Ah, yes, his chemical analysis table. Of course.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Yes. And for his leisure, apparently. Oh, what? Who is that? Don't think they're of much importance. Very nice. Well, I suppose I should get... look at this. This game actually looks really nice. Excellent graphics, especially for 2014.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
No problem. I suppose the game is afoot. Is this a loading screen? I like it. That's a cool loading screen. Ah, yes, just like the book.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Yes, his little outhouse. Ah, footprints. Whoa. Footprints. Ooh.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
So I go into like Sherlock Holmes mode. That's cool. This game is cool. Garden.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Very. What do we have here? He's a regular old policeman, but where's Lestrade? I don't know if Lestrade was in this one, actually, in the books.
The garden was well maintained.
Well-maintained garden, yes. That is important. Well, we have no facts yet, no features of interest.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Policeman, let's see. Ah, I triggered a cutscene.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him.
What's up,
I'll wait for you in
Berth
front of
G?
the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Anything? Let's see. Is there a gardener? Sure.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true.
You know,
There's
nice
also
games
that my
like
husband
Slime Rancher
took care of
type.
it himself.
I don't know that. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, we can inspect her. What's this? Birdhouse. Gardening gloves. Oh, this is really cool. How about this? Cameo. Oh, there's some more things to find, apparently. She's got a hat. Eyes. Very detailed. Oh, I see. I can go like this. Oh, what's this? Catholic Rosary. She's religious. Also could be about the fact you search fun games. Interesting. Well, this is a fun game. Crested tit. Oh, bird. When was the body found?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it.
Indeed.
At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Anything unusual?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual?
Ah, yes. You like. I also really like RPG open world games.
In the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
See, I already know everything that happened because I recently read this one. But yeah, open world RPG games are definitely my favorite. And I don't actually casually or often play this type of games, but since it's Sherlock Holmes and I'm really into Sherlock Holmes at the moment, I thought this would be really cool. And it is. I do know some, like Skyrim is a big one, although it's not my favorite. I really do like Breath of the Wild, though. Did he have visitors?
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
This game is so pretty. Evening before the murder.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk.
What do you mean, what's the name?
He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Skyrim?
Never mind.
Wait, what?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon. He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Select the correct answer.
You have indeed suffered a great loss,
Oh.
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Who could do such a thing? My poor...
I did not know the Game Master knew. Why don't you tell me about it? Hello, officer.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Policeman. Nothing of interest in here, I suspect. Now let's see. Let's go to the scene of the crime. If it's anything like the books, it's sure to be gruesome. There's a house, it seems. Very nice. Ah, the atmosphere in this game is beautiful. Excellent atmosphere. Oh, I can run. That is... Ah, yes, that is very nice. I don't want to leave too many footprints.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Alright. It's a really, really good game. You need to build a base. It has machines and something.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Interesting.
Ah,
I'll have to look it up.
Thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Alright, let's see. Salmon. Door. See, look, these scratches. And play that someone has been trying to force it.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Well, let's see the scene of the crime. Oh dear. It is quite like the book.
Terrible way to die.
Oh, harpoon.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
My favorite game is Legend of Zelda.
In his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Although I don't know which one specifically. Probably between Breath of the Wild and
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
probably that or the Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild. Ah, notebook.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Indeed. Let's see. Yes. Very good. Knife. Just have initials on it.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Interesting.
This man is in his... Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Interesting. I think that's all of the evidence here. What's on the table? Tobacco pouch. Yes.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Oh. Oh, this is interesting. What is this? Has to be from this side. But it has to be... Which is a very strange puzzle. I don't quite understand it. Now let's see. Oh. Ooh, I've almost got it. Surely that is it right there. Not quite. Interesting. Oh, you can move it a little further. So let's see if this... Oh, I did it.
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Interesting. Very popular among sailors.
Rum, a sailor's drink.
Yes.
Someone drank from this glass recently. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Wooden chest. What do we have in the chest?
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
I'll have to fit them with the footprints outside.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack.
Ship's logs.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Outline in the dust.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Interesting. I know what it is, but it's too bad that I already know this story. Because, like, shelf. I think I've just about seen enough. These footprints. Too small.
These don't match the footprints.
Interesting. Now, clearly I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I didn't know what's happening.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Almost. Let me check around the back, see if there's any other way to get in.
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
How about this window? No, nothing at all. I see. Understandable and taken into account. Let's see. This rug, everything in here is made to look like inside of a sea captain. Sorry, captain's chamber. Let's see, I've got something here. Ah! Not that. I meant to look at this.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
What of this picture? Any of this interesting? There's some maps, charts. What of this?
Dundee. Hammerfest.
Interesting.
It's a whaling map.
Whaling map. That must have been where they came from. One of his journeys, perhaps. Now, let's see. I think that's just about everything. I should go ask the wife some more questions now that I have more information. It's me. Was Peter a smoker? Most important one.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Oh, but it isn't. But there is
Thank
a
you,
space where it might be. I think that's all we can do with the crime scene at the moment. Now, Inspector Lestrade, I believe we have an errand.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Yes. Outline in the dust. Ship's logs. Oh, I have 3 more things apparently to find. Identified footprints. What else is there around here that I've not seen? Oh wow, you really can go everywhere, can't you?
Mr. Holmes?
Hold on a moment. Can you can't see the light from the road? That's inaccurate.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Indeed. This game has lovely sound design. Can I just say that right now? I really enjoy it. Now, how about something of consequence, such as... For these clothes, are they important? No, I hardly think so.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
I shall inspect the body again. See if I can find anything else. Perhaps he had anything on his person. Examine. Pool of blood. I should like to inspect the notebook more carefully.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Interesting. Yes, that's very important, actually. That's probably the only thing I'm missing. Oh, the knife. I must have taken it. I should have to ask the wife about anything of JHN. Old fishing net. Interesting. Look at how much this looks like a sea cabin. Look at this silly little running animation. I love it.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? Yes. That would be my name, wouldn't it? What am I missing?
Someone drank from this glass. Rub.
Nothing of interest up here, is there? There's really like a way to click out of that, because otherwise it's kind of annoying.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1870.
Features of interest. I don't believe there's anything else interesting in this chest, but I should take another look. No. Everything in here is normal.
The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
I really think that I am, but you don't seem to think so, do you? Now, let's see these footprints. There must be something else here. Evidence required.
These footprints are...
Could have sworn I saw something earlier, but I don't know if I am entirely correct in that assumption. Let's see. There's an old boat. Strange place for one, I must say. Anything? Oh wow, you just straight up. It's just straight up an invisible wall right there. That's weird. Well, I'd never think to go in that direction normally, but
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
it must me go this way. Why?
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
I didn't think she would actually be so sad about that, considering her husband was very abusive, being a drunkard most of the time. Even on his ship, it was rumored that he was Quite a villain. Oh, look at this. Evidence that came through the gate. Immediately went over here, although I hardly think it has any bearing on the mystery at hand. What are you doing here, police inspector? Anything else of consequence? What evidence do we have? How is that notebook still not evidenced? Perhaps I could open it. Actually, that would make sense, actually, that I could open it. Oh, you can. Ha ha!
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
There we go. Ha! Now I got it. Oh, what's that? Find a pair of related clues and form a deduction. British carriage impaled to the wall with a harpoon through the chest like a butterfly. Non-smoker, given up smoking a long time ago, might still have kept in the pouch, although his wife had not seen it was forbidden. She set foot in the cabin. Missing tin box. Notebook. No, there's nothing. Well, hello, Grimwolf Gamer. Yes, I'm quite a nerd, I must admit. Non-smoker. What of that? What of the break-in attempts? Unsuccessful attempts made the scratchings around the lock and notebook, perhaps. Draw a clear picture for reduction. Track down. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the attempt will be repeated. Perfect.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Organize an ambush. Perfect. That's what I need to do. Where's okay, did that. Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Alright. Lestrade. Shall we?
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Precisely.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Kind of looks like the 10th Doctor. Oh, he does! He does a little bit. Goodness me.
We need to find a good place for an ambush.
Ooh.
Perhaps behind Carey's cabin.
What of this? What of this?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Ah, yes. Deduction space icon appears when you found sufficient clues to accuse one of the suspects. Ah, the mystery deepens. They're not hiding very well, are they?
Shh. Did you hear that?
There he is.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Mr. Holmes?
I love solving mysteries.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocence? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge.
The
You're coming
yard.
with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Very well. I love this little loading screen where he's sitting in the cabbage. The cabbage! The carriage. Very nice. So we're in, oh, Scotland Yard. To Scotland Yard we go. Oh, wow. This is fancy. So this is Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes. Seem to be having quite the conversation. Now, let's see. I'm assuming the suspect will be this way. Ooh. Oh, a morgue. Goodness me. A dead body all the same. Now, let's see. I don't think this is where I need to be at the moment, but if I want to explore, then who am I? This game looks lovely, though, I must say.
Locked.
I assume this is where I'm supposed to be going. John Nelligan. No, let's see. Notebook C knife, not his. Shabby cap. Thin neck. Callus. Scars. Short sleeves. What's this? Elaborate buttons. Patch. Expensive fabric. Where? Notebook.
Does this notebook belong to you?
yes, but where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
Yeah, he's very innocent. He would not only have a better excuse, but also have been more aware of his surroundings. Indeed. Let's see. Let's make a deduction. Swift actions. No gardener. Missing tin box. Break-in attempts. Pin to the wall. Parries. Non-smoker. Milligan's notebook. No. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook, allowing the pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts, but we cannot ignore anything else. Missing tin box. Armed with a knife and out of time, used a murder, acted quickly and instinctively. Oops. There's no gardener. That does not sound feasible. She must have been hiding something. Peter given him smoking a long time ago might have still kept the pouch with his wife, not seen it. Peter Carey was armed with his knife. He did not have to use it quickly and instinctively. Well.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Really? Pinned to the wall. No, you see, he's not strong enough to be pinned to the wall. He's got a thin neck. Missing tin box, no gardener. Let's see. I don't have enough information. Now let's see. There doesn't seem to be much else in this room. He's not even tied up.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Okay, well, clearly I need to make some more assumptions. Break-in attempts. No gardener. No, nothing. No gardener. Peter Carey is a non-smoker. Peter Carey have forbidden anyone from touching it. Unachievable clue combination. Interesting. Thin box attempts swift actions. What's this? We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man can use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Ah.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
It's funny because in the actual book, he just like walks into a bakery. I need to pull my nose with like a harpoon, likely covered in blood. It's hilarious. Oh. This game has lovely sound design. Now, we must stage a harpoon experiment.
I've done
Watson will be glad to help with a harpoon throwing experiment. In the evidence room at Scotland Yard. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at his belongings. Where's the evidence room? Oops. Inspector Lestrade. Locked. Morgue. Don't need to be in there. Staff room. Evidence room. Precisely where I need to be. Now, this appears to be negligence belongings.
The suspect's belongings.
This must have been what he used to get in the first time.
Pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
What's this? A ring. Scott. From Art Dotson to my friend and partner, 1883.
To my friend. From R. Dawson. And partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Interesting.
A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N. A handkerchief. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations means...
You know, what is his role and all that?
These are the suspect's belongings.
Let's see. Search archives. Alright, see you later, Grim Wolf. Okay, where's the archive? Judith Carey. Non-religion. Peter Carey. Documents. Evidence. Baker Street. Tasks. I suppose I better go to Baker Street. Boy. Ah, smoking a pipe. As to be expected. I love how during the loading screen you can, like, do stuff. Oh, he's got his dog in this one. Interesting. Hi, doggy.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Oh, it's Toby! Ah, why is he doing it Baker Street? They don't own Toby.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No. But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
I'm sure they won't mind. Can I just, like, pet Toby?
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Is there anyone different in the window this time? No, it's the same person. Another ugly woman. Let's see. This is my evidence wall. I suppose you better pay a visit to my friend the butcher.
I need to take a harpoon with...
Oh, yes, of course. I suppose I'd better go to Woodman's Lee. Let's see. Lost in the hotel. Let's see. It's sacrilegious to leave him here. Remember... Glance at the door. Oh dear. Something unusual. Terrible screen. Friends isolated. Indeed, no less. He was different, wasn't he? Oh no, my goodness. Okay, good. Pilgrimage could go. Now, evidence clearly in your hand. Shortest route for pilgrimage, I believe. Extraordinary. Let's see. Black Peter has been murdered. Short Scandinavia, but what of the ring? Dialogue, search archives. Yes, that's what I was doing. Yes. Condolences. The garden is large and well tanned. Remember what time you found your husband's body? In the morning around 7 o'clock, the cabin was open. At 10 o'clock, went to the door, and oh dear, something. Let's see, terrible scream. I assume the best course. Watson, please, I'm trying to concentrate. You see me? The name is Black Peter's been murdered, sailor. What happened? Exercises all grateful client, emergency evolves. Missed out for 10. Removed blindfolded, then I send one here. Suppose Watson the brain work. Born in the disease, I said Navy regarded a small fortune. Yes and no, in fact. Join me. Robbed a power preserve. Oh, that's important. Let's see. Condolences. Thank you, Miss Holmes. Garden is large and well maintained. Remember the time he found. I've allowed to keep the door open. Nothing. Customer using villagers. Oh no. My friends. I need to find Dawson in here. The name Dawson. Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. Such a terrible temper. Usually, whatever happened, he said the night drink just coming before passing out. It lost, nevertheless. I was with pilgrimages. And do you believe I met you? Okay, Taylor then met him soon afterwards. That has happened so extraordinary. So I've just worked a long time. He has no private papers. You know where they are. There's a small tin box, very large newspaper in there. A strange visitor. Well, if it's going to be from anyone, it'll likely be from this boy, John Nelligan. Hopley. Oh, welcome, Inspector. Well, I suppose we've already arrived. Oh yes, I remember now. I'm here to retrieve a harpoon from the wall.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
I might wish to talk to her as to the wife if she's willing. See if she knows any Dawson.
Who could do such a thing?
No, she doesn't.
Poor husband.
Well. Dialogue. Search archives. Where are the archives? They must be, perhaps, at Baker Street. Let me go there really quick and see if I can find anything. You can even deduct while you're loading, which is just lovely, I have to say. But I don't have anything to do in this ride, so we'll just wait for it to load. Which wasn't very long, so it's all good. Now, let's see. These must be my archives. To search for Dawson. Ah, yes. This is what I'm looking for. Institute of British Architects. My friend and partner, R. Dawson. Not history. Medicine.
That is not the one I need. That is not.
Botany. Rings engraving. Ah, yes.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not the one.
Oh wait, what if there's newspapers? Ah, 1883. Bankruptcy Act. Dawson and Negligent are bankrupt. Yes! Dawson and Negligent Institution, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses, and its loan portfolio is accordingly assigned liquidation. It is 23rd largest bank in Britain. Its bankruptcy was the second largest in record. The liquidation of the company is pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Negligent, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He is last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure for Norway. Negligent is wanted with both the peace and its creditors. Which is not interesting.
Here it is.
But Joshua Negligent, that's not the name of the victim.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Very lovely. Now, I think I should like to go back to Scotland Yard, question him. Oh, he's reading a book now. Reading the notebook. Clues. Nothing. Nothing new. What book is he reading? I wish I could see. I think there's a Sherlock Holmes book, actually. Oh, wow. Oh, what an ugly mug. Oops. I'm back. Dawson and Negligent.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan.
Oh, Nelligan. Ha, I'm good at reading.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
As I assumed.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Gold ring.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
Probably his
I didn't
father's.
steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Ring's engraving.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
Likely his father.
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan.
Plus the sleeves a
Furthermore,
little short.
the garment is
Yes.
ill-fitting. It is quite clear
And
that
it's
it
been
belonged
patched.
to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
That's a classic line right there.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Not to mention the jacket has patches, seeing as if it would have been still rich, he would have bought a new jacket, or had a more professionally done patch job, but it looks rather haphazard. Now, to the butcher. Ha! Oh, this is good. What's that? Oh, the harpoon is next to me now. Ha! Oh, that was quick. Well, Watson, shall we?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much.
No.
What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little...
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise, yet.
Oh, this will be fun.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Oh, this is...
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Oh, that was terrible.
The
Ha!
harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Oh, my aim is getting better.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw at...
I did get it through. Ugh, that was terrible. I didn't even hit. Ha! Ha!
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Oh, Watson, Watson, Watson. Let's see, what do we have in this room? For such a little mini-game, it's quite detailed. Very, very lovely. Lovely room, lovely smell, not really. Oh, look at that. Graphics, lovely. It's very good. Now, actually, let's start to make deductions. Break strength requirement. That's already hand-in training. No. Some facts. Factor strength or lucky throw. Yes. Peter Carey. Wall with the harpoon. Of course. Clues. Right, much greater strength than the average man to be able to pierce. It's possibly unskilled trained man. Nothing else here, I see. They did not connect. Now, ship's log related by the bottom line in connection between Peter Carey and Nick father. I shall have to check the place. Not usual thief. What is his role in all that? Investigate the murder. Well, I suppose we better go back to Woodman's Lee and, you know, check out the ship's logs. Interesting. We're here. Yay. Good show, gentlemen. So, perhaps ship's logs may throw some light into the matter.
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Peter Carey, Charles Erskine, First Mate Henry, Second Mate James Lancaster, Holmes, Patrick Harris, Harpooner, Pablo, PC.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
PC Harpooner. Very suggestive.
This is the log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special.
Moderate wind, no whales.
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
I know exactly what to do. Oh, they've moved the body since. Wiggins might be able to find the crew. You should be somewhere at Baker Street. Well, Baker Street it is. What's this? Alright. Oh, so Baker Street we go. Hi-ho. What other deductions can we possibly have? Nothing. Well, shall we continue?
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Ah.
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Wiggins.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just gotta look where the rum and the red lights are.
Nice.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Yes, shortly. Alright. Toby. I love that Toby's just here in Baker Street. Because they don't own Toby. He's just like, there's someone's dog that likes has all these animals. And then he's just there.
Gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Yes. Now, just got in the yard. He's the only people involved in the case at the moment, besides the unknown sailors. Now, shall we continue? This game is quite enjoyable, I must say. It's rather slow and repetitive, but it is a mystery. And hopefully the next ones will be original.
I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley.
Liam
I'm thinking
Hurtley.
that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Haha.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you.
Breathtaking.
Oh, I love that dynamic where they're always being like, oh yes, you're just an amateur. And then Holmes is like, clearly. Let's see, what is this letter? Hurtley's belongings.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Ooh, I shan't mind take those boots to test them.
Liam Hurtley's old boots.
9.5.
Size 9.5.
Very suggestive.
A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Clearly what he used to write the letter.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
But what does it say? From analysis. It's almost completely covered in ink stains. I see. So it's unreadable. But, as being quite an acquired chemist, I'm sure Sherlock Holmes will have no problem.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to
Suspicious.
introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
We shall. Let's see. Scar. What's this? Handkerchief with crested tit. Ooh, connections. Plant remains. He's been in a garden. Gardener's hands. You are a gardener.
That's all for now.
I'm not saying another word.
He's the gardener. Suspiciously unannounced. It's very unlikely his boots put him as a murderer, just as a gardener. It is very suspicious that he's not been mentioned. Well, first things first, before we even talk to anyone, let's examine the boots. Perfect fit.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
As I suspected. Hurley's footprints. Unexplained presence matched footprints a little less, proving he was there. Judge there is denied yet he was their gardener. Interesting. Well, let's just see what she has to say about this. Oops.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Look at how she looks to the left. Although if this was accurate, she would look to the right.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
So, actually, no, that is very suggestive. She does not actually not know who Liam Hurtley is. Because when someone's lying, they look to the right. Although the fact that she looked away also may be suggestive. Then again, they could have not even thought of that. So, what next? Gardener. Stranger arrested by the police. He's a former soldier who left the military after being wounded. Now lives a quiet life working as a gardener, probably at Woodlands Lee. Seen prowling at night near Woodlands Lee. He's a former soldier. Yes. That would be by the scar. Okay. Well. Why don't we have another little visit? We know more about him now, don't we? His boots match exactly. It's very obvious either he's been in the garden, although just being in the garden will not leave stains like that. He would have to be consistently working in the garden. Although there's not much we can do without actually getting any more words out of him.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Woodlands Lee.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Oops. Well, your boots match, obviously.
The second
Oh,
pair
I got
boots
pictures
that
of
you
my
had
dog.
with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Yes.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
You're a gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently.
Ah.
But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
Your tools.
That's all for now.
Well, how about you,
What
John?
am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
We shall see about that, won't we? Now, we should question the wife. For some reason, seems to believe that she doesn't have a gardener. Well, obviously, she knows. Very well. Hey, hey. You can't jump. That'd be funny if you could jump.
Who could do such a thing?
Oh, really?
My poor husband.
Oh, really?
Who could do such a thing?
Fine.
Poor husband.
What now? What does the game want me to do? What is he trying to hide? Let's see. See, I would love to have a visit with her, but I don't know. Oh, you know what we should do? I forgot. We should go to Baker Street to inspect the... well, the letter that had been inked over. Nothing left here. Baker Street. Now, my dear Watson. It's too bad that Watson can't accompany on this case, as he did a little bit
A
in the
new
book.
suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
Let us recover Hurtley's letter.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Ooh, interesting.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used.
Yes.
Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Interesting. Blue. Then something orange. Clear after the orange. That does not help me though, does it?
First condition, all 7 reagents. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after. First condition. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one. Third condition.
So, I suppose I could do just about anything. If I really probably wanted to. I've used 2. Stick green. Somebody's having a row outside. Let's see.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Well, let's see. If only of them need to be used. Alhamdulillah, I'm
I
done.
need to prepare a chemical.
Certain order. That to be.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent.
Oh,
Condition,
I see. So, if we use a blue one, and then we say use, I see. So, okay, if I'm meant to understand this, it's not just once these conditions have to be met, but every time they're used. So, after a blue, there always has to be 2 things, and then orange, and then something else. So, oh, I have an idea. Oh, no, that wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. So it has to be the green. And, oh, interesting. Oh no, that would work, yes. That would certainly work. Oh, yes. Ah, yes. This will work. Although there's only one variable that might not. This game is very lovely. I like it. I am enjoying it thoroughly. Did it work? Hope so.
Done.
Yes.
Now I can proceed.
Aha! I am a genius. Man, normally I'm not as good with games like
See if
this.
the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
This is great.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Hit them well, but I beg you to reconsider. Remember our vows. I've done nothing dishonorable for you. Well, I suppose we'd better go bring them to Hurtley and see if he can explain the meaning. Any new clues? No, nothing here. Unfortunately. Yeah, no clues can mix right now. Well, I suppose we'd better take a little visit to... Oh dear, I keep running into walls. Not exactly what I intended to do. Now, Liam.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Who's that guy in the corner? He's just some other case, I guess. Some other boy. Why did you hide?
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Whoop. Your letter.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
Ah.
Letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
You're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
Well.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
So, the gardener's shed. Well, to the gardener's shed. This is a little bit more involved than the actual story in the book, so that's good. If it was the exact same thing, I would know exactly the course of everything that happened. Although, I already do know who the murderer is. Excuse me. Very well. I believe that shed over there is the gardener's tool shed. I suppose you'll have no objection to me checking here, seeing as you don't have a gardener. Or will you?
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
Very well. Onward. Now, what do we have in here?
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Wooden planks. Ill-fitting plank. Well, wasn't that easy? Almost always look for in the
Let's see what
planks.
is in this box.
Oh. So I see. Very close, it appears. Ah, what an interesting lock that was. Letters.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship.
Oh.
Interesting.
And very suggestive. You've been so good to me all the time I've known you. I cannot describe these feelings, but just sinful, no good from the fear when it happened. I fear against God. Thank you for your care. I cannot leave the man from the band. My God, it is his divine will, and this, my husband, is the cross that I must bear. Makes my life a living hell, but proves his fade. You must not worry for me. Interesting. Well, I suppose I may have to ask her about this letter.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Hurtley's letter. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You romantic correspondence.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
The plot thickens.
I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Yes. To Baker Street. To see what new evidence we have. Liam had his confession. Retrieving the notebook. What's this? Desperate jealousy. Liam loves to desperately jealous, provoking him to committing murder. It is a motive. Unexplained presence. Liam Henry dated true to Carey gives him a motive for killing Quita Carey. Hurtley is guilty. But be aware. But a feat of strength does not connect them. Lucky throw, but I do not believe it to be so easy. It doesn't, I don't like a lucky throw.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
James Lancaster, Patrick Carnes, harpooner, yes.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Well, shall we?
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one
Huh?
of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairn.
Sometime later. Wow.
We found Patrick Kent.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward.
Ooh, he's strong.
Thank you,
He's
sir.
clearly confident in his strength as well. Now, let's see. Patrick Cairns. Non-smoker. The pouch belongs to Peter Gaines, indicates the prison crime has seen it, but still must be proven.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Ooh, boys, time for some dress up. Ooh.
This is where I keep my purse.
Oh, yes, with a jackknife.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Of course. Oh, wait a minute. Would that be Reichenbach Fall? Wouldn't that be funny? Well, shall we? Makeup table. I am excited for this. Wardrobe. Look at these incredible... Whoa. Haha. What an incredible disguise. Oh. There we go.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Haha. Look at this disguise. You can just walk around dressed as like whatever you want. It's funny. Very well. So, Cairns, see which pub. Onward. Ha ha. Oh, it's Crime and Punishment. You see that? That's funny. Oh, wowee. Look at this place. Hello, old chap. Oh, yeah, it's me. Mr. Sailor Man. I need to look for Peter Cairns. Have you seen him around here? I don't think he would have, but you never know. Hello? Oh, I'd like someone to arm wrestle.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
Ha!
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort.
That's exactly what I would have done.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Stamina. Press to continue. Understand his moves. Push, restrain, idle. Plan your counter strategy. Pay attention to your stamina. Interesting. Got me. He got me. Oh wee.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to leave another 10 shillings?
Oh, he's got his... Well, let's see. First of all, gold earring. Got a lovely beard. What else we have? Ah, sailor's tattoo. Sailor's tattoo. Strong hands. Obviously quite muscular. Yellow nails. What's this? Cheap clothes. Let's continue.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Ha! Alright then, shall we try it again? Alright. So I can recognize his idol face. He's pushing. Oh, he's pushing. Oh, okay, that's... No! I'll hold to restrain. Huh. Oh, very close. Oh, very close. Oh, he's going for it. Get out of my kitchen! Oh, this is a battle not of wits, but of stamina and strength. But of course, Sherlock still finds a way to make it something of wits. I might have found a way to cheat it. Keep running out of stamina. Ugh. Another 10 shillings. Let's continue.
I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you...
So this time I think I know what I'm doing, and I'll be having more stamina. Shall we? He's got me good. This is difficult. Oh, he's got me good. I don't have enough stamina to get all the way around the other end. Ooh, close. I just gotta get him right with. Oh. Nah, no. Oh, no. Go! Aha! Oh. Not quite, not quite. Come on. Come on now. So close. I've almost got it. It's like a boss fight. Ah! Yeah! Ha!
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
What?
I've had enough. You're too strong.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
Now, let's see.
I'm ready.
Fine.
Alright, let's see where this goes. I think I'm more prepared. So. Get down with it, come on! Go! Yeah! I figured it out.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
Right, sure then. Right-eo. Got some grog.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
No job.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Harpooner.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Ah, of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He's a liar, a violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He's a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Another drink then.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered. They made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Who was he?
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know, don't you?
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
The cars.
Here with my drink.
Oh, heavy smoker and give me yellow fingernails. Now where's the pouch?
Here it is.
So I'd better go to the potty properly.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
Captain Ahab
Time to leave.
from Moby Dick. Now let's see. Missing yes. Patrick Khan's pouch. Proves visit. Pooch feels guilt. She has seen him over, thus proves his guilt. Well, yeah. Proves a visit at least. He is very strong. Oh, okay, there's gotta be more clues. What's this? Family words. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, what's this? Father worked as a gardener. Yes, that almost makes more sense, doesn't it? Retrieving the notebook. Well, any more clues? Now what? John knows an usual thief rules that. Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Why do we have to do a bit more talk with him?
Care to lose another 10 shillings?
Ha ha ha! No, thank you, my good friend. What a lovely rented environment, I must say. Now, I suppose it's best I go perhaps to Scotland Yard. Oh, wait a minute. I look like this still. Look like a sailor. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Nobody's gonna be like, who is this? Oh, I see. I have changed. Well, very well then. Good.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Huh, I suppose they haven't. So, what then do I need to do? Scotland Yard. Well, I suppose the only thing I can do... It has to be. Only makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, but it doesn't prove everything, does it? It doesn't explain the notebook either. Oh, wow. Shapes of noses. Interesting. I don't think my nose is any of those shapes. What is the shape of his nose? It is the first one. Actually, no, it's the third one. Interesting. What about his nose? What shape is that?
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Fortunately, no, but I'm well on my way. Let's see. What a lovely room this is. Is there anything on the back side of this board? That'd be interesting if it was. Oh, dear. Ah, dear me, that is actually perfectly normal, never mind. It's just the weird lighting made my hair look very strange. So, the morgue, I don't think I need to be there, no. Staff room, can I go in here? No, fortunately not.
These are the suspect's belongings.
There's got to be something more.
A pocket knife. A handkerchief. I wonder if these are connected.
Oh. Canadian Pacific Railway.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
I see. Missing papers, missing tin box. Ooh, valuable bond certificates kept inside the stolen box. Oh, what is this? John and Legend got stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive to murder Peter Carey. Could it? Wait, what? Murdering Peter Carey? Oh, right. Black Peter. No, I don't think. Here's a lucky throw. Oh, there's a Nelgin's guilty. Yes.
The case is solved. I
Wait,
am
what?
now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
No. I didn't mean to do that.
It was John Nelligan, Inspector.
I thought...
Revenge, Inspector. Black Peter possessed the bond certificates that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished to retrieve them.
Well then, I'll arrest this Nelligan. I don't fancy his chances of getting out of prison after this.
I will accompany you, Inspector.
I didn't mean to do that.
John Nelligan, it was you who killed Black Peter. You attempted to convince him to return the bond certificates, and you threatened to call the police. Peter Carey was drunk. He drew his knife. In panic, you took the harpoon and made your lucky throw in self-defense. Put that in your report, Lestrade.
No, I didn't kill anyone. You have it all wrong.
It's true, I do have it
Better
wrong.
thank Mr. Holmes for saving your neck, Nelligan.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Yes, I did not mean to do that. But so it's interesting, you can choose different endings. But I don't think he's guilty. Well, this does not prove anything. What's this? Retrieving the notebook. Ah, no. Looking for papers. Now what's this? Not either by physical or psychological description. Indeed. That proves his innocence. Approach proves guilt. Feat of strength. Cairns is guilty. Peter Carey is murdered by Cairns, a professional pruner. Tobacco pouch is found inside his cabin. Murderer is found guilty of the murder. Killed Peter by the murder and permitted it is in self-defense and against an armed and irrational drunken sailor. Yes. There we go. That, I believe, is the correct ending. After all, it was the one from the book. And it makes the most sense featuring all the evidence. Oh, he's actually got little bookmarks and stuff. That's interesting.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
Everything.
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
Yes.
No, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you.
Yeah, it was.
Unbelievable. Well fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
He did.
Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
Sometime later. Interesting.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
Telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake?
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
That sounds tasty.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
16. Counts as guilty. Absolve cards. Told to check your conclusion may spoil game experience. Okay. Professional harpooner. I accept this decision. Person is rank sympathizing. People who saw this case, same people made the same moral choice. Wait, there's different endings and stuff? Whoa. Riddle on the rails. This is one I have not seen. Ha ha. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Yes. Ah, yes. Although I did know the ending from the beginning.
The countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
Yes, that was a good one.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people. and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline extends very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
I imagine it may be fatter. Well, so here we go. Look at that lovely deerstalker hat. Oh, yeah. Yes, letters.
This is where I keep my post.
What letters do I have? A harpooner's revenge. The grotesque murder of the former captain of the Carey has been resolved. Lived in Scotland Yard, which is trustworthy source. More is sufficient to conclude that the member of Peter Carey's Pablo Contravia was found dead in the natural closet, probably from his remorse, committing such a terrible crime. Ah, I got the harpoon. Oh, yeah, so. That's probably people who've read the book, you know. So it's correct. I got all 16 clues. Ah, how cool! I like it. Yes. Thanks, Reed. So, where did I keep the harpoon if I did? Is it in here somewhere? That would be amazing. Oh, there it is! Oh, man, that's funny. That is funny. That is the funniest thing I've ever funnied. Oh, yeah, his tweed suit. Of course. Why is Toby still here? It's always the same woman. I don't get it. Why is she there? The end of my telescope. Analysis table. So, Watson.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
Honestly, Watson.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Watson's like, what are you saying? Nothing.
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Oh, is this a suitcase? No, it's a bunch of books. Why is he packing in here? Okay, well, very well. I suppose we better get going.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
1 week later. No, we're going to see the bees. A deduction space. His mind balance, if you will. Each time we complete an observation of a person, brief summary will appear. Ah, lovely. Here we are.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase.
He keeps his archives with him. That's hilarious.
Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Oh.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
I could have just stopped.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
The next morning, Very early. It's just like those SpongeBob splash screens, just like a few minutes later. Oh, it's Watson. Watty, Watson. Watson. Oh, look, they're both in there. Oh, he's looking at that little notebook. Oh, how lovely.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Oh, is Watson going to follow me around now?
Without leaving a trace, it isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
No, I'm afraid not. This is rather lovely. Oh, this is the hansom we came in. Ah, hello, Matty, mate. You sure do have a boring job, don't you? Oh, no, let's go. It's all good. Nowhere else to go. I'm actually outside now. That's cool. This game is rather interesting. Cool, I actually have Watson now. Haha! Lovely. I'm so excited to have Watson following me around. He's like a dog, really. He just follows me around and wags his tail. Now, let's see. Which way was the train? I'm not entirely sure. But we shall have to take a look. Water station. Imagination talent helps you visualize objects and animations useful in limited situations. Ooh. And then
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
What's all this?
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual.
Railway sleepers? What is that?
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual.
Okay. That's as far as we go then. There's got to be some clue.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
This is good, because now I actually don't know what the ending is, so this will be cool. Although I'll be disappointed if this is one of the books. And then I read the book later and I'm like, oh. Evesham. Ticket office. Bicycle. Is a trunk. Who knows what.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Well, I believe I just did I not? There's London this way. Oh.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
Interesting. Not a small building either. I'd imagine it would have at least taken some amount of time to assemble and probably even more to assemble, obviously. Now, let's see. There's not much to be seen here. Hello, Watson. Multiple traces. Heavy vehicle traces.
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
They appear to take measurement.
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
Interesting.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
It's
These
loaded with
traces
something.
are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with material.
Hey, my deduction was correct. Even before he said it, I knew it was full of stuff. Mind you, that kind of thing was used.
This road should lead to the town of Evesham.
Evesham was used in another story. I forget which one though. It was the bicycle. Yes, it was the solitary cyclist. That one was cool. What of this? Not much, I see. Yes, I do like this game. Once I've completed it, I shall have to buy the next one that came out in 2016, The Devil's Daughter. Although I suppose that one is one large mystery as opposed to a bunch of small ones. Kind of like how the books are either a bunch of short stories or one long mystery. Now, who's this? I suppose people loitering about.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
Yes. Shush, shush, doggy, shush. Oh, pardon me, I got a snot. There's got to be something else here. Oh, hey.
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground.
But what is covering it?
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual.
Oh, the rails.
The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here.
Strange, isn't it?
There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track. Nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever.
What if there wasn't
There
even
are
a
no
train?
clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile. on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
I like the guy they got for Watson. He sounds pretty Watson-y. It's very reminiscent of the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes. In fact, I almost wouldn't be surprised if they got those same actors. Hello? Anyone home? Didn't think so. Oh, interesting. Unlocked. Any maps? Message all stations. Mr. Robertson is located at Bridling Station. Interesting.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Line Nottingham, London. Local call, first class post wagon ordered by Mr. Robinson.
Here is the train set.
Is that all?
A telegraph.
Ah, for sending telegrams, I suppose. That is undoubtedly the train person striking it into private ears. Is that? Oh, is this a map? It looks like a map of the region, but I suppose Sherlock doesn't seem to think it is. So, hello.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Well, shall we conduct a character profile? Let's see. He's got... What's this? Spots of Earth. He's married. Clearly. Fully grey hair. Honorary badge. He's a veteran.
Could you please give
Well,
us any
of the
details
train
about the
station.
train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Yeah, I think I already have it. What is this disassembled warehouse?
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station, and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few 100 feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
Oh, I probably should have been paying attention. Oops.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please. Take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Very well.
See you later, my good man.
My good man. Come, Watson. We have much to do. Let's see. There it is. Well, I suppose not. Perhaps... Oh, wait. No, that's the UK right there. It's not the local area, that's the entire island. Okay, this is likely the waiting room. So, oh. No, this looks like a post office. Oh, here's the waiting hall. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. This one, perhaps? Ah, here it is.
This map will be useful.
Oh, now I have a whole map. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Well, I don't know how he fit that in his notebook. Probably folded it up and stuffed it in there. Isn't it amazing how useful papers are in any kind of case?
Holmes, how is it even possible?
Oh, whoa, did you see how the lighting changed? Train service. Anything of unusualness? No, nothing out of place. It's just something regular. I don't know where that goes. Oh, junk pile. Locomotive bell. Yeah, this
part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
My theory currently working is that there was never a train to begin with. It was so foggy anyone easily could have had a bright light and a train bell and made it seem as if there was a train that disappeared, but the only problem is there is no motive for doing such a thing. Unless, of course, they wanted to distract us from a kidnapping of the other train, I suppose. Interesting. The original train never made it to the station, and not even close to the station, in fact. And I believe if we were to walk down that way, I don't think we'd find much. So, I suppose we'll have to do what we can here. But why would anyone want to steal a train and then fake it arriving, only to have it disappear right before it arrives? Perhaps to leave us off on a false trail. There's constantly little papers flying about. I don't understand what that's about. But this game is lovely. It's got such nice graphics. Actually, it's quite good. Look at this water thing. I think I should like to take a look at it if I can. You can't even go past that. Makes sense. Well, I'm actually getting quite famished, so I think I'll end the stream, and if I feel like streaming some more after I have whatever kind of lunch I can find, I shall. So, until next time. Correct.